Hello and welcome to the channel. This is your host D.dae bringing you Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. If you're enjoying the series, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, leave a comment. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. As you remember, I had the rock crusher up and running, and I was crushing granite specifically for the crushed rhodochrosite, but also this time I need the sulfur for the calcium sulfate that we are making. So I occasionally throw in some stacks. I broke down and made a time in a bottle. Every streamer's using this, and I didn't want to just seem like I'm copying everybody else, but I broke down and made a time in the bottle, so it can also show since I made it till now it's been 13 hours. So I just made this recently. It works well. If I use it on the rock crusher too much, it ends up wiping out the power. It drains too much power, and it doesn't work as fast as I was hoping. So yeah, from the rock crusher we needed to crush the granite, and we also needed to crush the diorite. Granite for the sulfur, and diorite we needed to crush for the crushed fluorite. And see, I tagged it twice and it kills it, so I can only tag it once for right now. Our big issue is power for right now, and that's what we're going to work on today. I'm going to make the I'm going to work on our power generation, because our power storage is fine, but as soon as we wipe out our stores, our power stores, like the ultimate energy cube, it's dead already, you know, so then everything gets stuck. So we'll work on power generation today. Since this is just going to bounce up and down and kill our grid, I'm just going to let it recharge again. And downstairs, as an update, I've been leaving my computer on AFK. It is up to 3,063 millibuckets now of UU matter, which is wonderful because this is passively being made while I'm at work. I also threw a couple more items into the scanner, had them put into the pattern storage, and now I can make iron casings, which are pretty awesome. It's worth it, you know, because this is free. And that I can make iron casings now for free. Also the litherite crystals, of course. The machine frames. This one definitely was worth scanning and replicating with UU matter. Only takes 40 millibuckets, but it requires like 5 or 6 different difficult items, and in a goofy machine, the thermo generator thingy, you know. So this saves me a lot of time. Like I don't need to do all of those individual pieces and go to the thermionic, the Thermionic Fabricator, I think it was called. Yeah, the Thermionic Fabricator. That one. It's a big complicated recipe, you know, and it takes time, and now it's so much faster if I just pop one out. Also advanced machine casings, I scanned those as well, just because, you know, we're going to be making UU matter. I might as well use this fluid. So we'll jump back to the storage facility. I'll toss these guys in here. I'll put the diorite and the granite back, and I made drawers for the each one of these individual items. I put them over here. So what we need is the crushed fluorite, and we need the sulfur. So I'll grab those two, and then we had everything built in the basement. This is super silly. I went a little bit over an hour yesterday trying to get this system to work. Just for all of this is just to make the calcium sulfite. The issue that I ran into, the reason why it wasn't working, is because the gases and the fluids, they eject out of the side that they are facing. So I believe when you're looking at the front of the unit, on the left, that's where the water vapor goes out, and on the right, that's where the whatever is that it's getting in. and then out of the front is what the mixture pumps out as. So my problem was that I had them facing the wrong directions. So now I have it built properly. I'm going to go through this slowly. Electrolytic separator, chemical infuser, chemical oxidizer. So here it starts with the chemical oxidizer. This is where the sulfur goes. So the sulfur, I'll let you look at it. It comes out of this side with a basic pressurized tube into this side of the chemical infuser. I'll let you look at it. And feel free to pause whenever so that you can see which direction it's facing. So that's where the chemical infuser, it pumps in on this side. Then from the other direction, water with the flat transfer node is being put into the electrolytic separator. I have it dumping the oxygen or hydrogen, and the oxygen is coming in on the other side. And it's mixing and coming through the front and into this side of the front of this chemical infuser. Also pressurized tubes. So then it comes in sulfur trioxide on this side, and the water vapor has to come in from the other side, which it's another sink with another flat transfer node into the rotary condensator. Ugh, tough word for me. That one, you have to set it to decondensating. That will turn into the water vapor. That goes through the pipe into this side. So then let me show you like what the unit looks like from the side. And feel free to pause so you can see which way it faces. Then out the front, another basic pressurized tube into another one of these. That is on condensating. That changes it from a gas into a fluid, which also from this side, I'll let you see it from multiple sides. This side has nothing. I also set this one with the configurator to pull. I'm not sure if that's required, but this setup works right now. So then that pumps out this side into the chemical reactor. So there's the sulfuric acid. And then from one side, it's another sink, another flat transfer node water goes into the fluid enricher. That's easy. It takes water and then the crushed fluorite that we made. And I don't have the RTGs down here right now, so let me grab those real quick. I left them hooked up here because this is where it's best when I AFK. Again, power problems. So let me put the RTGs back. Just real quick, it doesn't matter where, they just need to be plugged into power. There we go. So this guy's now getting enough power. It's taking the crushed fluorite and making fluorite water with the water and putting that in here with the entire setup that we have going on back here. It creates hydrofluoric acid and the calcium sulfate solution, which then I have put into the crystallizer. Let's see, it's not going in right now. The way I figured out how to do this is the hydrofluoric acid is what we don't need. So I shift click to clear the tank and it should put the rest, yeah. And then when I shift click that, it empties it out. And then this fluid then comes in here. And really, I think because I don't have an energy buffer going on right now. Let's see. Power again is the problem. This was working yesterday. So it's probably these two RTGs aren't enough for these guys to be constantly working. When I put it together, I only had like 2 fluorite and like a couple of sulfur. So when this one's done, it's gonna stop eating power. And then when this one is done, it's going to stop eating power, but all of that stuff is going into the system, the fluorite water and the beginning that mixes everything together. So when those two are finished, they'll gather, they'll fill up, they'll stop draining power, and then the RTGs will have enough power for the crystallizer to turn this calcium sulfate solution into more calcium sulfite, which we have 8 going on right now. this was, for me, I wanted to show y'all that this system is working. It's not ideal. Just like I said, it's not ideal. Power is our problem. That's what we're going to work on today. With more power, this setup will work no problem. It's a little ugly looking because I use different colors. Of course, I can clean it up. I could run XNet cables instead of these power. And then I can use one sink, so then I could use all one XNet cable. It'll all be one cable, and then I can run power and water through the same pipe through the top. But for right now, I don't really care about pretty. This is in the basement. It's out of the way. Yeah, see, it's already, and now it's catching up. One of the machines must have finished. Let's see, is it the fluorite? Oh, fluorite water is full. That's great. I think the sulfur, did the sulfur finish? Nope, the sulfur's still going. But yeah, the whole point of this, of me showing you this, is that it works. If you pump in more energy, it'll pop these out faster. So I think it probably, yeah, it started making hydrofluoric acid again. So there we go. I'll put it back in there. And now I think since all of the buffers are full, that's probably what it was. All of the buffers were empty. So the RTGs had to fill all the buffers first. This is going to fill in here. 134. Do I have to shift click each time? Maybe I'll have to do something extra. Yeah, I'll have to do something extra where I pull the hydrofluoric acid. I think it was hydrofluoric acid. I'll pull it out into a trash can because I think I clicked use on it to see if it's worth anything, and I don't think I found anything that I need it for. But in the future, if I need that fluid, then I can pull it out of this machine as well. So yeah, 13 calcium sulfate. The system works, and let me jump back into the storage facility. And then we have another powder that I'd like to keep all of the same designs in one row. So I'm going to keep those up there. And the ME system, of course, can access anything from the drawer controller. So calcium sulfate, see, it has access to the 13 I just put in there. And now whenever I throw that stuff in the ender pouch, it'll go right into the system. No problem. So let's see, structure frames. That was the one hang-up that we had with the elite plating. We needed to make crystal binders. I'll make all of them. We have 26 crystal binders. And then we needed to make the middle item, which was the DU plating. Do I have that? I don't have the outside or the middle of the DU plating. The middle is advanced plating, the outside is sulfur. Oh, so I just ditched all the sulfur. I'll need to grind some more granite to get more sulfur. Advanced plating, I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need these. So yeah, I need 4. I need 16 sulfur in total. But since I can't make the machine frame completely, like, because I am skipping and stuttering because of power. We're going to work on power today. So I know one of the great mid-game power generation is ethylene. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I looked it up and I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked on how much power each gas burning generator works. And I checked, and that gas burning generator that I made for the quest, I haven't put it to use. The reason why I didn't put it to use is because I found out that it takes as much energy to burn hydrogen as it creates. So I was like, I'm not going to use it. No worries. But ethylene, it has really great power generation. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I researched it just a little bit on my lunch break today. I need to make a garden cloche. So that is going to go into the Thermionic Fabricator. Sand and glass I have in the cobbleworks right next to the machine conveniently. I need 2 treated wood planks and a heavy engineering block. Let's see, do I have a heavy engineering block on me? Yes, I do. And then this is also silly. I have an autosieve. Probably from a loot chest from the very beginning, and I didn't know anything about sieves, so this could have been making me ores this entire time. I need treated wood. 2 of them. I need what was it, an ejector upgrade, right? Cloche. I need an ejector upgrade. And I need a LV wire connector. Let me see, do I have any LVs in here already so that I don't need to make another one? No, I don't. So an LV wire connector, I just need one. And then that should be everything I need for the Thermionic Fabricator. Go to the, no, not the sorting facility. I need to go to IC2, and then the upstairs. Yeah, and then, yeah, the machines are gonna make stuttering noises because I don't have the power generation for it right now. The Thermionic Fabricator, it was a heavy engineering block. It was 2 treated. Let's see. It was the ejector upgrade, and it was the LV wire. And then next to it, I have the sand and the glass. I'm gonna toss some glass in here, and it doesn't matter how much I waste because it's gonna be full with glass again. The extra glass I'm gonna throw in here. It'll sort into the drawers, respective drawers. And then let's see, as soon as this goes over, boom shakalaka, garden cloche. Nice. I'm gonna turn this off again so it doesn't drain any power. Go back to the sorting facility. The next thing that I need is going to be a crusher, which I don't have. Did I want to use the crusher from actually additions to get the dinger, or did I want to use another? Does it have to be, let's see, biomass? Biofuel? That's what we need to make, is the biofuel from mechanism, which has to be a mechanism crusher. Okay. Crusher. Mechanism crusher. There we go. We got another crusher. And then, so the cloche is going to make potatoes. Yeah, I got potatoes. I need potatoes. And I need sand. Not sand, dirt. I'll grab one piece of dirt. Is that fertile dirt? No, that's charred dirt. I don't think that'll work. Dirt, potatoes. I'm going to be running on potato power. That'd be funny if that's actually how it'll work. Potatoes in the cloche, right into the crusher to make biofuel. Then what I need is I need a PRC, which is the processing. Is it processing? PRC. Oh no, I forgot what it stood for. Let's check biofuel and hit use. And then PRC. Pressurized. That's what it was. Pressurized. Where are you? Pressurized Reaction Chamber. There we go. Do I have enough for that? I'm missing the middle item. For the middle item is another enrichment chamber. Yes, sweet. I have that. PRC. Oh no! I had to. Bummer. Okay. Maybe I can put that other one to use. So that's a PRC. So cloche, making potatoes, into the crusher, making biofuel, into the pressurized reaction chamber, which the pressurized reaction chamber to make ethylene needs hydrogen, as well as water. Was it water? Hydrogen and water, yeah. So we'll need another sink, which I think I still have. Let me check my baggie. Do I have another sink in here somewhere? There's a sink. So there's water, and then we can grab the hydrogen from the other machine that I have running. Where I'm dumping the hydrogen, because I'm using the oxygen to ore double. Some stuff, beryllium dust. I think that's what I was testing. I crushed some andesite to see what it makes. So I have these as well. That and beryllium and beryllium. Let me put this in here and beryllium in here. There. That looks nice and neat. I like that. I have extra stuff in here as well. Pulverized coal. Wow. I got some junk in there I need to sort. We'll put these back in. That's stuff I was testing. I was creating some more of those machine frames because they look like a pain in the butt to make. I want to make 2 more gas burning generators. Because one PRC can support 3, maybe 4 gas burning generators. But I want to make sure before I start doing crazy stuff. So I need 2 of these. I'm missing pulverized iron. Okay. Yeah, pulverized iron I'm missing. Let me grab that and let me go to the macerator. Cool, I had that one. I threw that one in when I was paying attention to see like what I needed. So now we have the pulverized iron. I need 2 of these, and then gas burning. I need 4 of these steel casings. Ouch. In an effort to make these as fast as possible, I need, let's see, it makes 2, so I need 4 of the steel mechanicals. I know it's cheaper if I go to the engineer's workbench, but I want this fast. So that not gonna work for me. I need to make some more steel plates. IE. Whoop, I had a little lag spike when I jumped. There we go. And the plate cast is set. And I really need to learn how the AE2 works with auto crafting and stuff. I really do need to learn that. I don't have the time to set all of that up. I don't think it'd be very interesting for me to do an episode where all I'm doing is building, so maybe over the weekend sometime if I want to put the investment in. I feel like instead of me making like little windows of this is this mod right here and this is that mod all the way over there, I would have to build them all together in the same place so they're really close to the ME system for auto crafting. And I kind of like having it separated. Like this is my immersive engineering section. So there are the plates. We'll grab that and go back. Toss the plates back in here. Whoop. That. And let's see, steel. I have 4. Perfect. And I needed to make the gas burning generator, and I needed 4 of these. 1, and I'm missing the middle item now. Do I have more of those bricks? I don't have any more of those. Let me make those. Let me make 1 more of these, and then let me make that. And then I should have enough for 2 of these gas burning generators. There we go. Oh, and I think I just ran out of tough alloys. I need to remember that. So let's see if I can... Oh, wait. I wanted to check also one other thing. At XNet, I dumped everything in here, yeah. So these are connectors. I think these separated because some kept their power. Maybe? I don't know. Sometimes when I mess with the connectors, they pop right back off on me. So the crusher is gonna make an item. The cloche is gonna need power, and it's gonna spit out items. The crusher is going to take items. It needs power, and it's gonna spit out an item. The PRC is going to take, I think ethylene is a gas. Ethylene. It should be a gas. Let's see. Liquid. It's going to be a gas because it's a gas burning generator. That would make most sense, of course. So gases can't, as far as I understand, gases can't be transferred with XNet cables, but power and items can be. So I can maybe use 2 faces instead of 3 for power, for items, for gases. I think I still have, I need to make sure I have transfer nodes for fluids. Fluids can also go through XNet. So I need pressurized tubes. That's for gases. I have that. Mechanical pipe is for items. Power, fluid duct is for fluid. So I need the pressurized tubes. And let me grab the XNet stuff as well. Network cables. I'll grab all of the connectors even though they don't stack. And then controller. Wow, why do I have so many? Must have been quest reward controllers. Or, yeah, like when we selected our rewards. So I'll take this one because it already has 100,000 RF plugged into it. It's probably from the very beginning when I tried to get all of that set up. So let's go to the this section where everything is dying and it sounds absolutely terrible, and I am embarrassed because I'm trying to rush too fast through all of this. I want to see if I can use this instead of making another electrolytic separator. I'm going to try and see if I can, instead of dumping the hydrogen, use this hydrogen. Because this bad boy has the 8 speed upgrades and the 8 energy upgrades built into it. Like, I'm hoping that that will make it useful for everything that I have going on. Let's see, where's my super hammer? There's my badass hammer. Let me just shred this. There goes the water. That was a great job. I'm gonna make some room back here. I'm gonna make a lot more room. I have a feeling that as soon as I get top tier power and when I have void ore and when I have a void ore miner and everything's going to be generated from nothingness, I have a feeling I'm not gonna care about any of the ore tripling. That's not going to matter anymore because everything's going to be free from that point on. Does it go through the diamond? Yeah, okay. Like all the ore is going to be free from that point on. So, you know, why would I care about ore tripling in this entire setup if I'm getting all of the ore for free anyways? So I might break this entire thing off and then rework everything into, you know, bare bones, what I absolutely need and what I don't need. So what I'm going to try to do, hopefully successfully in one episode, is I'm going to take now that I know, the electrolytic separator from the front, so out of the right goes oxygen, out of the left goes hydrogen. Thank goodness that I went to the right when I started this setup, because I wouldn't have understood why, because it took me until now to figure out that I was doing it wrong. So this will be the hydrogen, and then let me change that to dumping excess. Is it going to, if that oxygen is idle, let me see, dumping excess, yeah. If I dump, oh yeah, and I knocked out the water by accident. So maybe also I can use one sink, because it's right here on the back as well. So let me control right click because it's going in. There we go. And then let me put a sink back. There we go. And then let's see, is this thing behaving? Is it making? It's sputtering on power, of course. I don't think it's going in. I don't think the water is going in. So let me keep working on this. So that's the hydrogen. The hydrogen needs to go into the pressurized reaction chamber. So let me see. Let me look at it. Both side config. Okay, this one I can config to where I want. To where I want what I want to go in. So let me see, how close can I make this? I only need one pipe of the gas. So pressurized reaction chamber. I'll put you backwards right here. And then I will take input, energy, output, none. Input from behind. Will that? No? Don't feel like it? Oh, it's not plugging in. So let's see, this might be another one of those machines that only takes, there it goes. So input from the right. Are you working now? Is that the front of the machine or the back of the machine? Do I need to do the configurator? Configurator? Let's see if I can pull. Change to pull. Are you going in now? Whoa. Or also, it might not be... Would it go in if there's no power? Empty, empty. It is a gas. So let me do this. I'll put a connector here, because it should connect to both the power coming in. Blue connector. And then I'll change this to main line. And I'll check this to... Oh, it is still my main line. Let me change this to directions north only. Nope, that's the wrong way. Which direction am I facing? I am facing south. So let me change it to south only. There we go. Okay, that one is going to be main line. I'll put one here. I'll put one here. This is going to be the PRC. This one is going to be sink. And I'm right-clicking it with a connector. And I'm going to put the controller here. I need a connector going to, let's see, I'm facing south, so I need one going west. Connect to the west, okay. The XNet controller, connection to the main line. We're gonna make, yeah, we're gonna make that one. That channel, let me wipe it real quick. I'm pretty sure, yeah, XNet energy create. We're going to controller mainline, we're going to create, and we're going to extract power. From there, we're going to create, insert power into the connector. So now it should be getting power from here. The next step that we have to do is I'm going to put up a garden cloche. This is going to look really ugly, and I already apologize for it. The garden cloche, I will put... Let me just put it down real quick. Garden cloche I'll put down right here. The garden cloche is going to get power. It's going to need the dirt and the potatoes. And then let me put power on top of it. Oh, is the roof? It's too high, huh? Let's see. This is going to be the cloche. And then let me put the... It's not connected. Let me put a network cable connecting these two. All right, now you should have access. Okay. We're going to give the the cloche create insert power, we're going to give the PRC create insert power. Okay, that should work. No, it does not, so it needs to go up. It needs to attach from the top. So let me take this connector. I will take this connector and down. Make it face down. Okay. I'm going to put another connector up here. Perfect. I'm going to grab a network cable and put it here. There we go. This one is now going to be called Cloche. And this one is going to be called Crusher. And I'm going to put the Crusher in front so that it spits out the potatoes into the Crusher immediately. So insert power, create insert. We got Crusher now, create insert power. Let's see if that works now. Why are you not getting power, dude? See, I'm confusing myself because I'm trying to make this work. And I'm trying to save slots. Connector, insert, power. The main line is exporting power. Is it because everything is... Let's see if this solves the problem. I'm going to plug it directly into there. And then I have to set the energy cube to the backside. Backside output, input from the top, input from the right, input from the back, output from the back. And let me move this one up. And export. Let's see, that is... Definitely it's getting input from there. Input from the left, why is it... I get that it's outputting in all directions except for the top. Why is it inputting from this side too? Outputting in all directions except for the top where it's inputting. It's power. Exporting. He's got power. He's got power. Does the cloche not take power from the top? Inserting power, inserting power. So that one can double duty, right? It should take power from the top. I am going to try and crash course this. Jeez. This is not going the way I was hoping it was going to go. I've done XNet before and I've had no problems with it in the past. Insert. Does the cloche not take power from the top? Could have sworn it takes power from the top. Let me see if it takes power from the side. Cloche, insert. Dude, why are you not taking power? Everyone else is getting power. Pressurized reaction chamber. Let me see if I can do this real quick. XNet energy. Oh, it says mechanism gas. Open computer, XNet logic, storage, item, fluid, create. I'm going to export from the sink. And I'm going to insert into the PRC. Are you working? You're not working either, dude. It's starting to piss me off. Okay, so that's the tough part is what face is this? Input, energy, output, input from the side. Input from that. Dude. This is a pain in my butt. This is not supposed to be this difficult. Basement. Let me go grab the RTGs. How are we on sulfate? We have one more. I'll leave it in there for now. IC2. This thing causes me more problems if I don't succeed. One thing, if I don't succeed in this, the very beginning of next episode will be me succeeding in what I've done. RTG up top. Have I been looking? Oh, does it need fluid? I'm sorry. It needs fluids. I'm an idiot. Okay, so I figured out what I was doing wrong. I went ahead and I moved everything around. It took me maybe another 30 minutes, but I didn't want to put that on camera because it was really frustrating and I didn't want to frustrate y'all. And I'll show you how I ended up getting this to work. So, of course, the electrolytic separator that we had from before, we were using the oxygen to transport... yeah, we were using the oxygen in the ore tripling setup that we had before. So I found out the electrolytic separator, the hydrogen, I moved them both to dumping excess just in case one of them stops. The hydrogen has to exit from the left side. So I did a basic pressurized tube with the configurator set to pull. I made that follow down, and it has to go into the left side of the PRC, the Pressurized Reaction Chamber. It has to. And out of the right side of the PRC, the ethylene has to exit from there. So then another basic pressurized tube for gases, and I used the configurator to set to pull. And then that one, I just made it go out a little bit so that I have room, and I made it go in a straight line up. The issue I had with the gas burning generators, which they're all full, all of these are pumping ethylene. I made a fourth one because I realized that we were making a lot more ethylene. It's possible that I can make even more because I'm not sure if we actually have, with the upgrades and everything put into play, if we can handle a fifth one or even more. Like I couldn't figure out where I was capped, like what the bottleneck was. I put them all on top of each other so that I could save room. The pressurized tube goes straight up. It goes into the sides of the gas burning generator. Now the side, all of the gas burning generator sides all have this color, like tannish, orangish, yellowish, whatever color you want to call it, except for one side is green. So I hopped around a bunch and I placed it down, I believe like this. The way you place it, the green side faces you. That's the power exiting side. So then I put that here. And then I ran, that's the ultimate universal cable. I wanted to make sure that I was going to transfer all of the power and not any of it was going to be lost because the cables are too slow. So that's the power, and then I made the power cross over and plug in on top above the ultimate energy cube so that this power and the power from above it with the solar arrays and all of the passive power all comes into the ultimate energy cube, which has completely solved the energy crisis that we have going on right now. It's not a crisis anymore. This thing stays full all the time. No problem. It's awesome. So then on top of that, the biggest problem that I had was the PRC has 6 things happening to it. So that means all 6 faces of the PRC have to be used. And the issue is that not all 6 sides can do all 6 of the things. Like the hydrogen has to come in on the left. The ethylene has to come out on the right. I tried multiple sides. The water would only go in on the back of the PRC. So I ran a basic mechanical pipe from the sink that is also feeding the electrolytic separator. I used the configurator set to pull right here, set to pull, and I made it go down under the cable. I had to because this tube was in the way. I went under it, and since the cloche needs water too, I went behind it one. I could have come up and then forward, but I decided to go to the side and up one. Feeds water into the back, which that's the only side that could take the water for the PRC. And then I ran it back an extra step. Like I moved it back a block. Instead of feeding the potatoes directly into the crusher, I had to give it an extra item, this compacting drawer, which I'll tell you in just a second. I pushed the cloche back one, and then the water can feed into the front. So the cloche is getting water now as well. And the cloche is getting power from the top, no problem. So the crusher I have it set up to doing melons now. I wanted to run off of potato power, which to me sounds really funny. I looked it up. Melons do 4 biofuel, and potatoes do 4 biofuel. Also wheat, and I thought potato power sounds funny enough. I want to do that. So I had the potatoes feeding directly into the crusher. And the crusher was set to have the bottom as output and the back as input. So, and I think, yeah, I set auto eject to on as well. So the input, it worked. Potatoes were coming directly into the machine. Output was working. The biofuel was feeding down, so the top facing of the PRC. Biofuel was being fed directly into the top of the PRC. That's 5 faces of the PRC done now. Then I did upgrades, and I put in 8 out of 8 speed upgrades. I put in 8 out of 8 energy upgrades. Same thing with the PRC. 8 out of 8 speed upgrades. 8 out of 8 energy upgrades. Really awesome. Then I was right-clicking it. I was pulling out the substrate one at a time just to see that this system would start working. And it was working, and everything was working well. Also, I ran power down the shortest distance. I ran it across and under, and then under the unit to power the PRC. And then I used 1 to power the crusher from the side here. I just plugged them in the quickest way possible. So everything set up was working great. But as soon as I put in the upgrades, the speed upgrades, and the speed upgrades and the energy upgrades, the crusher started chewing out the potatoes like ridiculous. It would zero out really fast, and then this bad boy would eat the biofuel out super fast. It was done. So my bottleneck was how fast the potatoes were growing, believe it or not. Even though everything was set up to be super fast, ultimate universal cables, fully upgraded machines, the Electrolytic Separator as well, I forgot to mention that, also has 8 out of 8 speed, 8 out of 8 energy. Because the potatoes weren't growing fast enough, it made all of these upgrades useless because everything was bottlenecked by the speed that the potatoes would come in here. So I looked around, I researched a little bit, I watched other YouTubers, and I saw that like a lot of people were growing melons, but no one really explained how it worked. I had to like pause videos and see, okay, I guess that's how it's done. And then I dabbled again. Like I said, it took me another 30 minutes to get this system to work, but it works now. I switched to melon seeds, which the melon seeds, I went back to our beehives that we had at the beginning. I sold all the grubs, all the honey, and all the wax for emeralds, and then I went to our little villager trader guy that we set up, and I bought melon seeds from him and put them in the cloche. And what they do is they grow full melons. See, a full melon just grew. These full melons will have the same exact problem as potatoes. But one thing I figured out is if I stuck a compacting drawer in front of it, it puts the melons into the compacting drawer and gives you access to the slices. So when you right-click a melon, it actually turns into 9 slices of watermelon slices. So instead of growing 1 potato, this is growing 9 slices at a time in the compacting drawer. And because I was doing the compacting drawer, and because the compacting drawer can't feed it directly into the crusher, what I had to do is I had to move this back 1 spot to fit in the crusher, and then I had to I made an ultimate logistical transporter, set it to pull with the configurator, and it pulls the melon slices into the crusher. And then what's really awesome is that once this power cycles through and these generators kick in, it also feeds through and feeds the machines, so it's a closed loop. That's why the one on the bottom here, that's why this one fluctuates. See, 18,000, it flickers a little bit. It's because the bottom one here, these other ones don't. They don't. The bottom one, it flickers because it's powering the machines that are running right now. It's set up. The one thing that I realized is that the substrate, when it fills up to a stack of 64, everything stops working. So I had to use the final side. I had to put down a trash can, and make sure you use trash can, not trash can fluid. I had to put down a trash can, and then with the PRC, I had to do output through the front, input from the right, and input from the top. So, and then, yeah, there's no auto, wait, yeah, auto eject I turned on, right here, on. That way, it inputs the biofuel from the top, it inputs the hydrogen from the left, and the output worked, so I didn't touch it. I didn't want to fiddle with it anymore. And it outputs, auto ejects the substrate into the trash can. So that makes this entire setup work perfectly. Another hang-up that I had right before finishing it completely is that it still wasn't creating enough melons to run this setup in one go. But what I didn't realize is that all of these machines first have to fill up their buffers with energy. All of these machines have to fill up their gas supplies. And then what's really cool is this compacting drawer will continue to fill with melon slices. So once everything kind of backed up, the compacting drawer filled up max. These generators will only work, they will only kick in if power is needed. It's not going to burn all the time like this. So whenever I tested it out by tossing in 3 stacks of ores into the triple tripling. I even put in rocks to be crushed and alloys to be smelted all at the same time. It started slowly draining this battery empty. And what happens is when this thing starts draining, power is required, all of these machines kick in, and then it immediately fills it all back up. And when the machines stop running, the compacting drawer will refill itself. So right now with 16 stacks of melons, so 16 times 64 times 9, that's how many melons are in there right now. I would have to be running this system for a very long time for it to run out of melons. So this setup is now closed and it is perfect and it works really well. And part of me wants to make another gas burning generator to see if it can support even more. But I'm not sure. Like, I know gas burning generators, this is pretty awesome. This works really well. But I don't want to put forth effort into this if I'm still learning and there ends up being a power source after this that is within my reach now that makes this look like a joke. I really would rather learn and move on rather than have, I don't know, 16, 24, 32 gas burning generators running right now. I'd rather just keep moving forward instead of building on stuff that is not needed right now. I don't need more power, so I'm going to move on. The very last issue that I had with this, I came around the corner and all of a sudden I picked up stacks of melons. I'm not sure if when the compacting drawer fills up, if it starts spilling melons on the ground. I picked up all of these filled up with stacks of melons. So I'm pretty sure there's somewhere melons are flying out. I'm pretty sure that causes entities, which cause lag, because in Continuum I was silly and I had garden cloches going on conveyor belts and backing up with my diesel generation, which ended up lagging my computer really bad because I ended up having, I think 600 stacks of wheat and industrial hemp seeds gathering. It was bad. It was rookie mistakes. I'm learning. And for a week I didn't know why I was lagging so hardcore, and then I trashed all of the entities floating around and I solved my problem. So I learned from that mistake. What I did, which I'm hoping will fix the problem, is I just tossed a void upgrade. So now it shouldn't be spilling melons out into the world, and this setup should be perfect. So you do need mechanical pipes for fluids, you need pressurized tubes for gases, and you need ultimate cables for power, and you need the logistical transporter for items. The PRC needs all 6 faces to be used, and everything else kind of turns into a wiring mess. I'm pretty sure there's better ways of wiring this to make it look really nice, but I got it to work and I want to move forward from this point on. So this is the complete working setup now. So thank you so much for watching and tune in tomorrow.